Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, and welcome, my young brothers and sisters, to another episode of Islam. This is episode number 4, part 2, inshallah. As always, I'm very excited that you are joining me, and don't forget, pen and paper to hand, buckle up, sit back, and enjoy the ride. Bismillah. Last week's episode was absolutely tremendous, and I remember learning two lovely things with you. So the first one was the ayah of Allah that told us about what we do as Muslims after we have done a sin. Remember, we had 4 keys. Brilliant. And then we did the hadith of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in which we learn to love for our brothers and our sisters and Muslims what we love for ourselves. So that was part 1. Part 2, inshallah, what's going to be coming up, as we said, is we're going to continue by looking at our Islamic heritage. So we're going to have a small story, inshallah, that we're going to enjoy together. And then we're also going to find out a solution to a problem that many Muslims face. Ready? Bismillah. Our religion, Islam, has an amazing legacy and an incredible history, and it's just so beautiful to learn about it with you. So let's see what we've got coming up in our Islamic heritage story this week. So in last week's episode, we didn't look at the Islamic heritage, but the week before that, in episode number 3, we looked at the story. So I want you to just pause the video and think back. What did you learn? What was the key takeaway message from that story? Okay, here are 2 clues to maybe juggle your memory. And finally, the answer should have been that saying and believing in the Shahada, Ashhadu anna la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Saying this and believing in it is the key to paradise. And we saw that it was heavy on the scale. So that is the note that we should have. But please don't write heavy the way I've written it. Just write the right spelling, heavy. I'm just making a point. This story is absolutely wonderful, so I want you to pay attention. It's got some shocking things in there. It's got new information that we haven't learned before. It's got some amazing advice in it, and it's even got some mystery in it. But before we understand it, let's take ourselves back to the time of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. At the time of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, don't forget sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when Muslims gave the charity of zakah, and that would happen at the end of Ramadan, all of that would be collected. So all of the charity, all of the donations, and it would be maybe money, or it would be mostly food. And it will be collected in one house, one building, and then it will be given out on Eid Day to all of the people who needed it. So that house was like today, a building where money and gold and precious things would be kept. So of course it needs to be kept safe. So a companion of the Prophet ﷺ, his name was Abu Huraira. He's like a student of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. He says that the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ gave me the responsibility of protecting and guarding this house that's full of the charity. And then he says that a person came to him. So a man came. And then that man, he started to rummage and go through the food and the money that was there. And he was going through the food that doesn't actually belong to him. And then the Abu Huraira, the guard, he says, then I got up and I grabbed him. And then he said, I'm going to take you to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, so he can maybe punish you for this stealing that you're doing. And then the man said, no, please don't. I am a person who is needy. I am poor and I have children. And I really need this food. So Abu Huraira felt sorry for the man. Of course he would, because the man was poor and he said that he needs it for his family. And as Muslims, we are very merciful and forgiving. So he let the man go. And then in the morning now, Abu Huraira, the person who's standing guard, he went to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to see him. And the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Oh Abu Huraira, what did the person that you captured yesterday, what did he do?" So Abu Huraira said that he said, "I am poor and I am needy and I have children. So I had mercy on him and then I let go of him." So the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "He lied to you and he's going to return again." And Abu Huraira said, "Since the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is truthful and everything he says is the truth, I believed him. So I waited for the man to come back. And then the man came again and I heard him going through the food. So I caught him again and he said, I'm going to take you to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then he said, no, please don't, let me go. I am needy, I have children, and I promise you I will not come back again if you let me go." So Abu Hurairah felt sorry for him and then he let him go. And then in the morning, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked him again, "Abu Hurairah, what did the person that you captured do?" And then he said, "Oh, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he complained that he was poor and he was needy, and I felt sorry for him, so I let him go." And then the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam told him, "He lied to you and he's going to come back." So Abu Hurairah says, I waited for him now the third time. And as expected, the man came back again and he started rummaging through the food, trying to steal. So Abu Hurairah captured him and then he said, "I'm going to take you to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam." And then the man said to him, "No, please, please, let me go, please, let me go." But this time he said something different. He said to Abu Hurairah, "Let me go and I'm going to teach you something that will be beneficial to you, that will be good for you." And then Abu Hurairah said, "Okay, what are those words?" And then the man told Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, he said to him, "If you came to your bed and you got ready to sleep, then read Ayat al-Kursi." This is a verse in the Quran in Surah Al-Baqarah. Make sure you ask your parents to show you where it is. And he said to him, if you come to bed, read this verse, Ayat al-Kursi, and you will have a protection, a guard from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You'll be protected by Allah if you read Ayat al-Kursi before you sleep. And he says to him, and the Shaytan, the devil, a'udhu billah, the Shaytan, the devil, will not come to you that night all the way until the morning. So if you say this, then the devil will not harm you and he will not come to you. So Abu Hurairah let go of the man. And then in the morning, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked him as usual, what did the man do with you this time? What did the person you captured do? And then Abu Hurairah said to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam what happened. He said, Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said or he claimed that he will teach me some words and these words will benefit me and be good to me. So I let go of him. And then the Prophet ﷺ asked him, what did he teach you? And then he said that he said to me, if I go to bed, before I sleep, I should read Ayat al-Kursi from the beginning till I finish it, and Allah will protect me. And he said that the Shaitan, the devil, will not come near me until the whole morning. And then he said, the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ responding, this man or this person has told you the truth, but he is a liar. Subhanallah. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said that what he told you about reading Ayat al-Kursi before bed, that it's going to protect you and it's also going to keep you safe from Shaitan throughout the night all the way to the morning, this was true. But the man himself is a liar. And then the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said to Abu Hurairah, do you know who that man that has been talking to you for the last 3 days? Ya Abu Hurairah, do you know who that man is? And then Abu Hurairah said, no, I don't. and listen to the shocking answer. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, that was Shaytan. Wow, subhanallah. So that man all along was the Shaytan. He was the devil, came in the form of the man. But subhanallah, this great story teaches us that if we read Ayatul Kursi before we go to bed, then Allah will protect us and Shaitan will not be able to harm us all of that night. Subhanallah. And guess what? That man never came back again. That was the last time Abu Hurairah saw that man, because he was reading Ayatul Kursi. So for us as Muslims, we need to learn Ayatul Kursi and we need to make sure we say it before we go to bed. It's really, really easy. It's only one verse, so get your parents to teach you, inshallah, or your teachers to teach you, inshallah. Alright, part 2 of this episode, inshallah, is going to be the solution of the day. We're going to look at how we can fix or we can correct a problem. And this week's problem, I've linked it to our story that we've just read. But as we always do, remind yourself of episode 3. So not episode 4 part 1 that we took last week, but episode 3 that was before that. So pause the video and think, what did we learn as a solution from episode 3? Alright, there is my answer. Whoever believes in Allah and the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ should always say good things or stay silent. Remember, say good things, your tongue always saying the best thing possible, or just stay silent and you're going to enjoy your life. This week's solution is all about sleep. I want you to say goodbye to nightmares, because inshallah in this episode I'll be giving you the secret to a good night's sleep. So the problem that we're going to focus on is nightmares. We're going to get rid of nightmares. No more nightmares after today, inshallah. And we're going to look at the secret to a good night's sleep at night. But first of all, let's understand the problem. So when it comes to the issue of nightmares, scientists say that the majority of nightmares, most problems and most nightmares happen as a result of what we see during the day. So the things that we watch and the things that we see during the day can and do make us have nightmares at night if they are not good things. So I say that it is not a surprise then that if I watch a film about vampires, then that night I would dream about being chased by a terrifying monster or a vampire. So that's one of the problems. The other thing, inshallah, that once we have the secret of sleeping well, we'll be able to do is we're going to say goodbye to the difficulties of sleeping. So sometimes we have interrupted sleep. So we keep sleeping and then suddenly waking up, and we don't sleep continuously. For some of us, we have really, really light sleep, and that means that if a small sound happens, that you wake up frightened that night. So inshallah, when we use the secrets of a good night's sleep today, you will have none of these problems in your life. There's a lot more when it comes to sleeping well that we could go through, but inshallah we'll save it for future episodes. So let's see what those secrets are. Shh. Here comes the secret to a good night's sleep. Remember when they told you that singing lullabies was the best way to sleep? Nonsense. There are 5 key things that Muslims can do that make them have the best sleep in the whole world. The first one we've mentioned before, and that is you make wudu and then you go to your bed. So when it's bedtime, don't rush off to your bedroom, go to the bathroom, make wudu, and then go to your bedroom and get ready to sleep. Okay, what do we do then? Once you're there, don't just jump straight into your bed. No. Number 2 is use your right hand to dust off your bed. How many times do we do it? 3 times. Using our right hand, dust off your bed. Just simply run it over the bed sheet 3 times, like this, and then you jump into your bed. But what do we say? Number 3 is you say Bismillah. This is really, really important. Number 4, I think I've mentioned this to you before. You must always sleep on your right side. So make sure that you're sleeping on your right side. And then lastly, and this is why I said it's related to our story of today, before you actually sleep, read Ayatul Kursi. Remember Ayatul Kursi in Surah Al-Baqarah? Very, very short, very, very easy to learn if you start now. 5 things that are the best way and the secret to a good night's sleep. There you have it. Perfect. Really, really well done. So I'm going to leave you with short homework to do before I go. The first part is I want you to memorize in your head Ayatul Kursi. Very, very short, very, very quick to learn, as we said. So if you don't yet know it, I want you to start practicing it using videos, using your parents, and using the Quran to just learn it and learn it and learn it and learn it until you can say it without looking at a book. Perfect. If you're somebody that already knows Ayatul Kursi, then I want you to teach it to someone else. Maybe it's a sibling, maybe it's your friend, but when you do that, you're going to get a great reward, because the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ told us that the best of you are those people who learn the Quran and they teach it. There you have it. That is our homework for this week. All the best, inshallah. So, Jazakallahu khair for another brilliant episode, and thank you for tuning in. And until I see you again next time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.